Nothing more you could have done.
What are we gonna do? We need supplies.
Well, first of all, you're gonna stay here, and you are gonna get yourself warm. Now, I sent John and Micah scouting out ahead. Arthur and I, we're gonna ride out, see if we can find one of them.
And this?
Just for a short bit.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is an amazing and realistic experience on the American West of the ending of the 18th century, with an impressive open world and story. The game was developed by Rockstar Game and released in 2018 to Xbox One and PS4, and later to PC, and so far it didn't get an upgrade to the new generation, but works better on Series X or One X. The missions of this game are all unique, with an unbelievable character development through the story, and set in one of the most realistic open worlds the video games has ever seen. In case you enjoy the experience this game gives you, you can easily spend over 100 hours only on the single-player mode trying to get everything. That's hard, but this game deserves.
Sales. We coat everything in moonshine, and then we light things up with these little fellers here. Thankfully, it ain't rained, and that old barn over there should go up like a torch. At the back. Try to stay out of trouble.
The year is 2077. An economic crisis culminating in nuclear conflict has left America in pieces. With most of the continent degenerating into lawless war zones, people from all over have converged on the already overcrowded Night City, one of the world's last great megalopolises. A hub amassing the best in resources and know-how, and home to manufacturers of cutting-edge technologies, Night City continues to offer the promise of a
Cyberpunk 2077 is a first-person action RPG, in a shooter style. The story of the game is great and immersive, with amazing main and secondary characters and different endings. The game was developed by CD Projekt Red and released in 2020 to Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and in 2022 received the free upgrade to the new generation. And despite its launch wasn't very good, today the game is immensely better. It's set in a steampunk world in a beautiful and nocturnal city, with nice missions, with different ways to approach and impressively good secondary stories, even with possible romances like The Witcher 3. In 2023 the game received a DLC with a new map, characters, and even a better story and missions. So you've played the original game, but didn't play the DLC? You should. They added things that the original game was supposed to have at the launch.
People get caught in the crossfire.
Looking for justice. In Night City, I seek revenge. Much more feasible here.
In this world, consumed by never-ending conflict, sometimes only an outsider will get the job done.
Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
And that's you, an urban mercenary, a cyber-enhanced gun for hire.
You seem to understand each other. Take this, too.
The Tarnished will soon return. Guided by grace, once lost, order is broken to its core.
Elden Ring is the definitive Souls-like experience, set in a huge and immersive open world, with an immense lore, challenging bosses, and impressive scenarios. The game was developed by From Software and released in 2022 to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC, and in that year it won the Game of the Year award on the Game Awards, and it's going to be released on Nintendo Switch too. If you've never played Souls-like, know that it's an action RPG, but with some specific features, like a bonfire, Souls mechanic, that's a sort of money, hard bosses, and much more. And Elden Ring is the biggest one so far, and the best one to start if you've never played none before. In 2024 the game received a great expansion, Shadow of the Erdtree, with over than 20 hours of content, even harder bosses and enemies, and a new map, weapons, and much more. So, you should play it.
I command thee now!
Once we were many. Now we are few. Hunters, killers of the world's filth. Witchers, the ultimate killing machines. Among us, a legend. The one they call Geralt of Rivia, the White Wolf.
The Witcher 3 is a huge and complex third-person action RPG with a great story mode and even better DLCs with an extra game mode inside the game called Gwent, a very fun card game. It was developed by CD Projekt Red and released in 2015 to Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and in 2022 received the free upgrade to the new generation and is now also available on Nintendo Switch. It's all set in a huge open map with an amazing freedom to choose what to do and how to do, with a lot of different endings and ways to deal with the characters. That's the type of game that everyone should play at least once. Despite it has some problems, it's still one of the best games ever made.
Will bring devastation. Each choice will lead to a greater evil.
Concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, and if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences.
I intend to wage war, not parley.
More people. The best thing would be to recruit from your old comrades.
Well, if they're not already swinging on the gallows somewhere.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a realistic and immersive medieval experience, set in a first-person camera, with the most realistic combat ever made in a medieval video game. It was developed by Warhorse Studios and released in 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. And if you want to play it, you must know that it's an extreme realistic game in every single detail: combat, story accuracy, and world. The journey is long and slow, so if you don't like realistic games, you should take a better look before playing, cause it's really a medieval simulator with a hard but immersive combat system, a good story, and a very fun exploration, and can even be useful for you to explore how they lived back then, cause as I said, it's realistic in every detail. It's the sequel of the original game released in 2018. It's also a game that's worth to play over 100 hours. You gotta try it.
Will you help us, Henry?
Yeah, bro!
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is the biggest adventure of Zelda's series. The game is set in a huge open world with infinite possibilities and a good story. The game was developed by Nintendo and released in 2023 to Nintendo Switch, and so far it's exclusive of that console. What's bad for a side, cause it's a weak console, but Nintendo announced that there will be a better version on Nintendo Switch 2, and it shall run really better there. The game follows Link, a young warrior that's usually searching a way to save the Princess Zelda, and here it's not much different, but this game is impressive in its details, with a huge open map, and infinite things to do, and imagine that everything in this game can be done in a different way, and no, the game won't show you the way, just give the tools. This is the sequel of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I'd say it's not so required to play Breath of the Wild first. This one is bigger, and greater than the first in this style, so, you must play it.
Link.
Story goes that when the world was young, everyone in Alrest lived on the World Tree, together with our Divine Father, the Architect.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is an unique and beloved RPG. The game was developed by the studio Monolith Soft and released in 2017 to Nintendo Switch. Lost in a sea of clouds, entire civilizations live on the backs of titans. As these gigantic monsters walk to their doom, their last hope lies with a treasure hunter named Rex and Pyra, a living weapon known as a blade. Can you find the legendary paradise she calls home? So in the case you like this kinda RPG, got a Nintendo Switch, and never played this game, do yourself a favor and try it out, and sure that it's going to be absolutely immersive from the beginning to the end, with many memorable moments and an absurdly good storytelling.
I'm in. Let's go to Elysium. I'll take you there myself. Pyra!
Here!
Cover me!
Got it!
We'll show you. We'll show you what me and Pyra are made of.
Eivor, you gave your people a new home when your motherland turned bare. You gave the Vikings something to fight for. You have tamed these broken kingdoms.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the RPG Assassin's Creed of the Vikings. The game was obviously developed by Ubisoft and released in 2020 and is available on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Amazon Luna. The game is set in Norway and England, and it's probably the biggest Assassin's Creed ever, with a huge map and numerous characters, and a lot of quests and side quests. The story is interesting, but as always in the RPG Assassin's Creed game, the storytelling is not that good, but the gameplay and combat is really fluid, with many weapons, armors, and a huge skill tree that allows you to be always evolving the character. That's Eivor, and in the start you'll choose if Eivor will be a man or a woman. Personally, this is something that I don't like, cause it feels like the character should be better developed if it was just one, but if you like the gameplay, you can easily play over 100 hours.
Let's go. It's time to capture a kingdom.
Now go, Eivor.
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is an impressive open-world action RPG, with plenty possibilities to choose which path you shall follow, and infinite build styles. The game was developed by Bethesda, and released in 2011, to PS3, PC, and Xbox 360. But throughout the years this game got a lot of upgrades and new versions, and now is available in every platform possible. The game is set in a fanciful medieval land, in a first and also third-person camera, but to be honest, the third person is kinda strange, so it's better in the first-person mode, with all types of creatures, characters, weapons, and possibilities to choose what to do. The new Elder Scrolls is already announced, but I believe it's still going to take a long time to be released. I'd even say 2027 or later, but for now, if you didn't play Skyrim, you should.
I'm gonna break your fucking fingers. You don't knock that shit off.
Well, please, all right? You'd alleviate the boredom.
Ah, finally.
GTA 5 is one of the biggest games ever made, a huge action open-world game, and I'll not be talking about the multiplayer here, just the story mode. And despite you can finish the story in under than 30 hours, believe me, it's even more amazing if you try to do the extra stuff. The game was developed by Rockstar Games and released in 2013, and even got the Game of the Year and was released to PS3 and Xbox 360, but in the next years it was released to PC, PS4, Xbox One, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and the PS4 and Xbox One version had some very interesting changes back then, as new features, textures, and even the first-person mode. The story of the game is good, but not a masterpiece like Red Dead Redemption 2 for example, but it was never the GTA style actually. It's more like a fun and impressive open-world game that mixed the reality of the moment with a lot of sarcasm and smart choices, taking no sides, and making an amazing satire of the American world.
Front of the bank. Clock the entrance. If the paperwork's correct, the alarm will be a relic. We should be in and out before the local PD knows what's happening.
We should talk about work.
We are gangbanging.
Don't stay in there too long, okay? This alarm is gonna go at some point.
You gotta be kidding me! Why did I employ a hacker who can't run antivirus software?
Shit, okay.